Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and welcome once again to the Bourse Report. Today, we want to cover the second part of the mid-year review of the Honorable Minister of Finance. And in this segment, what we are going to do is to speak about three areas: the cost of living, the inflation factor, and the change in interest rates that may be engendered with the initiatives that have been put in place or are to be put in place arising from the mid-year budget. Let's take a quick look at what has happened and what are some of the impacts. First, we turn to some of the measures in respect of motor vehicles as well as in regard to the fuel subsidy or the partial removal of the fuel subsidy. Very quickly, what we look at on the screen is that motor vehicles has fallen, that is the number of vehicles sold in the 2015-2016 year as compared to the previous years when sales were above 8,000. That's now well below the 8,000 figure. What's accounting for this? First of all is the move to remove subsidies. And what we have seen in terms of the subsidies is that we have had two increments of diesel as well as super gasoline increases by 15% in two tranches respectively. This essentially gives you an increase of something like 32 or 33%. And what it means is that apart from the increase in the subsidies, we are also getting, or the decrease in the subsidies, we are also getting the impact of motor vehicle taxes, the increment in motor vehicle taxes by an amount of some 50%. Collectively, this is going to put pressures in terms of car prices and in terms of utilization of gasoline. What is the impact on the capital markets? Well, two major players in the market, that is Ansa McCall as well as Massey, are major sellers of motor vehicles, new motor vehicles. And what we could see is an impact where it is going to negatively affect the earnings and by extension the valuations for these particular stock. Let's turn now very quickly to the next area that I wanted to speak about. I've already spoken about retail prices, but I wanted to just speak a little bit about what is happening with subsidies. In the subsidy area, there are two areas where there is something called a reverse subsidy taking place. And this is with super gasoline as well as premium gasoline. At the pump, we pay on the right-hand side of the screen for premium $5.75. But the estimated market price for this is $3.75 per liter. So there is a reverse subsidy from users of premium gasoline back to the government in the order of $2 per liter. In the super area as well, based on whatever figures you use, what we are showing here on the screen is the equivalency in terms of price at the pump in the US. But there are two estimates. One is at $3.58, the subsidy is about 18 cents per liter. That is you subsidizing the government, or in fact an undisclosed levy, if you want to look at it that way. Other estimates show that the figure with regard to super is about $3.21. So there are subsidies or reverse subsidies taking place. Only in the area of diesel do you see the subsidy continuing at about $1 per liter, which is on the left-hand side of your screen. We'll talk about those things more. The other factors that are going to contribute to the inflationary impact would be alcohol and cigarette sales not yet disclosed, and taxes on the gaming sector, which is as yet not yet disclosed. So let's look at the inflationary impact. What's happened if you look at your next graph on inflation? The inflationary impact is, whereas before there was no real movement in the energy component of inflation, now you are seeing, as far as fuel is concerned, a 33% rise in inflation. This combined with the impact on food prices drawn or brought on board with regard to VAT, as well as the change in the currency, the depreciation of the currency, will push inflation beyond the figure that was recently disclosed by the central bank of 6.2%. This is our view, because both of those factors are driving up the inflation area, as well as imported inflation from the third aspect of core inflation. As you know, headline inflation is made up of energy, food, and core inflation. And core inflation will be imported for durable goods and so on. We are running out of time, and at our next time, we'll talk about what is the impact on interest rates. Interest rates are due to rise because of governments going to the market to borrow locally. For more details of our report, look for us on our website, bourseinvestment.com/content, when we'll give full details about all the various aspects: interest rate impact, the inflation impact, and the cost of living impact, as they also impact the capital markets. Look for us on a daily newspaper as well, and look for us for our rates in other areas. Have yourself a wonderful investment week. This is Subhash Ramkilawan for the Bourse Report.